Hi there, so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to change the brightness on your 4K pinball playfield. Now for the purpose of this video, I went ahead and took out the 4K monitor out from the pinball behind us. This is the same 4K pinball you guys most likely have. I did this so that way I can show you guys exactly what to do with just one hand, so that way I don't have to keep raising it up while it's mounted on the inside, and so that'll just make it a little easier for me. Now for the purposes of this video, the front of the monitor is going to be this side right here, and the back side where the other monitors meet the playfield is going to be this end right here. So just make sure you understand what the orientation is. When you flip up the screen, you'll find the buttons on this side. Let me show you right here. There are the buttons to where you can adjust and bring up the menu. Now I'm going to go ahead and explain these buttons to you one by one. Now this one that I'm pointing at right now is the power button, the one right next to this little green light. If we go ahead and press this, you'll see that that little green LED indicator is off, and this is going to turn off our monitor. So again, let's go ahead and turn this back on. And you see it's going to go from red to green, telling us that we have a video source. And that's this computer I hooked up right over here. This is just one of our basic arcade computers. And that's just so that way we can have it on with a video source while we're doing this. Now, right above the LED, now that is going to be the button to bring up the menu that we want. This is where we're going to be able to find the display settings, where we can adjust the contrast and the brightness. So let me go ahead and press it once and show you what that looks like, and then I'll explain the rest of the buttons. Now I went ahead and pressed it, and over here you'll see you have all the options. Everything that you have for this monitor is going to be different from our arcade monitors. This one's 4K and has a little bit more features in it, and as you can see, if you leave it a little bit of time, it will go away. So you gotta be able to navigate it within, I would say, about 30 seconds until it goes away. And I'll show you how to navigate it right here. So this button right above the one, so from the bottom, the third button up is going to be to go left in the menu. So that'll be one of your navigation buttons, and the one right above it is going to be so that way you can go right. So that's going to be left. The fourth one up is right. And then the one all the way at the top is to back out of an option. So if you're in the display settings and you want to go back out, you want to adjust something else, this is going to be so that way you can go back. And the same button you use to go into that menu, the one right above the light, is going to be to select. Okay, so we have the power button, the menu / select button, we have left, we have right, and then we have the back button. And while you don't have any menu activated, this button will also be your power source button as well. So if I go ahead and press this, you'll see it'll let you select your inputs. Let me go ahead and see if I can go back over here. So you have a bunch of different ones. You have your DisplayPort 1, DisplayPort 2, HDMI, and then you have auto select. We just want to leave it on auto select. You don't want to mess with that. Okay. And now I'm just going to let this time out, and then we're going to go back into the menu, and then we'll select display so that we can get to the brightness. All right. Again, just to repeat myself, we're going to go ahead and press this button, and then we're going to use these two buttons to navigate. This can be your left, this can be your right. And so when we press this button, we want to go right a couple of times, and so that we can select display, and to select, we'll be using this same button right here. So let's press this button once. All right. And now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and press right until we get to picture, and then I'll select using that button. And then right here, we'll be able to adjust your brightness and your backlight. So let's go to brightness, and then we'll use the select button. Then right here, that's when you'll be able to adjust it. So you can raise it up. As you can see, it's getting a little bit brighter and brighter. And as it gets brighter, you'll notice it's getting a little bit washed out. You know, some of the blacks you'll be able to see through. And so that's when you can go back to here, and then you can adjust your contrast. Now it went back to 50 because I pressed the back button and not the select button. So let me go ahead and see if I can get that to save over here. So I selected it. I'm gonna go up to just 65 and then select, and it's gonna stay at 65. All right. And then you can go, and then you can adjust it differently. And you can also adjust their contrast so that way it works well with the brightness you selected. So it just depends on, you know, how bright you want the blacks and how, you know, all of that. But that's how you navigate essentially. And this is just to get into the brightness, but you can also do a lot of other things. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna adjust the brightness back to 50. Going down. To go up and down is gonna be the left and right buttons. Here we go. The button to go left is gonna go up and the button to go right is gonna go down. All right. And then of course, the very last button is gonna be to back out. And then you have all these other options. You have display, you have color, you can adjust the greens, the reds, the blues, advanced. So yeah, if you want to explore all of these, that's there for you. And that is how you navigate the menu just to get to whether you want to do brightness, contrast, or anything else, all right? Hope this video helps.